Hello tool groupies and welcome to the Backwoods Mechanic channel. If you like tool reviews, do-it-yourself how-to videos and much more, pop the clutch on that subscribe button. Today we are doing a day in the life video and the title is Dryer on Fire. Check it out. Today what I'm doing is fire prevention. Let me show you why. Whenever you have dryers, machines, things like this in these industrial factories, you got lint that accumulates everywhere. So cleaning that lint should be part of the routine maintenance schedule, the fire prevention schedule to be more specific. This dryer, not too bad. Now, come down here and look at this. End motor, set on fire. You come down in here, the main motor. Look at that. That has been set on fire. Down beneath it, you come up through here, it set the lint over here on fire. It worked its way up, down on top of the bearings here. It's been set on fire. You keep going up. The bearings here have been set on fire. As you can see right through here, and there's grease and everything. So that grease will sit there and burn. If you look down in here, you got more places that's set on fire. Over in here, there's more places that have been set on fire. Down here on the floor has been set on fire, and this is all on top of a hardwood floor like many old businesses are in this region. And I just tell you what, it don't take much. This could be electrical, this could be heat from these motors running because the employees don't shut them off, and the whole building could burn down in a matter of seconds. Because I'll tell you what, I've been in buildings when things have set on fire like this, and I've helped put out one or two fires. And it goes up fast, within seconds. You know how you can set your sock on fire, the lint burn off of it? Well, that's like this in an entire building. It's on the rafters, it's on the machines, it's inside the machines. You got boilers, you got gas lines, you have actual liquid dry cleaning gas. This can be extremely dangerous. And that's why you have to have proper maintenance. You need to have employees trained on how to do routine maintenance schedules, proper maintenance procedures, fire prevention schedules, the whole 9 yards, or you could potentially lose everything you got and get people killed. I've been here this morning doing other work to other machines. This thing here set on fire. Got the pictures up on Instagram you can check out. But I believe it come from the fan motor here, from what I can see, and from what you can smell generally, because it's burnt lint. And I'm going to go ahead and pull this thing out. I'm going to test it, check it, all that stuff, see if, you know, everything's running right. They're definitely going to have to come up with something to take care of their machines, or their business could burn down. But that's what we're checking out right here. Going to target this motor first. We'll go ahead and check this motor here next. Make sure everything's cleaned up. I'm going to pull it apart and rewire it. Right there you can see this thing's just been jumbled together. It does not have the right kind of covers on it. There is no protection around the wires. It's going to cause spark and all this stuff because it's been improperly installed. My theory was absolutely right. You can see right there, the wire nut got burned into. Held it up against that wire nut. The wires back there is burned up. Now the question is going to be if the motor will run or not. Now, as far as looking on the inside of it goes, it blew out pretty decent. But as long as the electrical's good, we might be alright. But I might end up pulling this whole thing off here. Get a good blowout, putting it back in. I need to get to that fastener right down there. You see this fastener way down there. It's a very tight fit. I can barely even get the. I don't want to go back behind it, so maybe I should definitely have brung my Gearwrench low profile, because I know it would fit. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what you call a tight situation. The old round head ratchet is gonna do its job for me today. Alright, now theoretically I'm going to explain exactly what happened. You see this box right here, that's your power box where everything is. This motor in particular, many others like it, they do have a mounting bracket on the bottom, but they don't actually mount to anything. What holds these motors in place is these little rubber bushings right here, and over an extended period of time these things will get loose. So whenever they turn this thing on and the fan engaged, it had so much torque to it that it twisted the motor to the right, slammed this box right here down against the bottom of the frame, thus creating the spark on the inside, loosening the wire nuts, creating the fire. Because of the lint, that's exactly why you need people going around doing maintenance on these things, making sure everything is in order. Little things like that can cause you a world of trouble. The motor is pretty old, so they definitely should have one on hand, and this whole wiring harness right here does need to be redone in my recommendation. So I think they should do that, do some other preventative maintenance and stuff like that. This whole building and the machines in it, I mean, there needs to be fire prevention schedules, procedures. There needs to be maintenance schedules, procedures, operating schedules, things like that. One of these days we'll get into detail on that. And it's just the smallest things. You got a bunch of hacks coming in, and you can tell whenever people are just lazy. This cover right here, okay? This has your contactors in it, your electrical in it, stuff like that. They had this exposed. It was completely full of lint, dirt, things like that. Spark could have come from here just as easy as it did right down there at the motor. And the reason it come down there at the motor is because nobody has been checking on these things. For two, the grease. I mean, it was sitting here like it was a candle, basically, because it was sitting here burning and the grease was just sitting there with flames all around it. You can't do that kind of stuff. You have to check on your machines. You have to start them up every single morning to get the day going. You need to walk around your machine, inspect it, clean out your lint traps, make sure everything's functioning good, nothing's leaking, no funny sounds are being made, because one thing can easily lead to another. And let me show you one more problem with this dryer that some other guy decided to do when he come in to fix it. Dryers are supposed to have these copper coils that goes in. The steam goes in one side and it comes out to the trap on this side. That way it's got the return line, you know. Now over here we're supposed to have another one, but what do we got? See that right? Ceiling tile. Now of course it is fire resistant, but it's not fireproof. But that was our simple fix right there, to put ceiling tile where the coil should be at, because they didn't weld it. These kind of jobs right here is exactly why every factory who has a business, specifically if you run a dry cleaning laundry facility, you absolutely have to have a fire prevention schedule. You need an operating procedure maintenance schedule, preventative maintenance schedule, fire prevention schedule. It is absolutely essential, because you know what? There's a lot of dryers out here and machines out here in these types of facilities who still have burners. They run on gas, lint everywhere. The whole place could burn down. You got petroleum gases all over the place, gas lines all over the place, explosives, corrosives, you got boilers, chemicals, dry cleaning solvent. I mean, it is just a powder keg, and that is why you have to take the time to hire an employee. That's why people who overlook maintenance jobs need to be kicked right square in the ass, because they are essential to the lifeline of your company. If you cannot prevent something from breaking down or fix something that is broke down, then you're going to lose money, and you're going to lose it quick. Definitely take the time to hire someone who's going to care about the job that they're doing, whether it's the small things or the big things, whether it's greasing something, cleaning out the lint, or changing the parts on something when they need changed. This is a prime example on why you absolutely need maintenance guys in the field, because they will take care of stuff like this before it gets piled up full of lint and potentially burns your business to the ground. So, shout out to all the maintenance guys out here. To Dewey Did It. You haven't checked out his channel, I recommend you going and checking him out, along with Maintenance Essentials, the maintenance man, Mr. Neil, and of course there's a handful of other ones out here. Industrial Maintenance is another channel. He used to be Josh's Industrial Maintenance. Big shout out to him. I recommend going out, checking these guys out, and showing them support, because regardless of what type of maintenance field they're in, the jobs they are doing is absolutely essential to the businesses that they're servicing.